Happy Halloween, one and all. We have reached to the final video in my Halloween special for this year in 2025. Also, happy Friday the 31st. 13 the other way round. Okay. So guys, you remember last year in my Halloween H2O review, I decided to take a break from the Halloween series. Plus, I reviewed mostly the good films in the series, the ones I like anyway. Even though I'm not too big on Season of the Witch and Halloween Kills, but I do understand the appreciation for Season of the Witch, which is a lot better than some of the movies in the franchise, like Revenge of Michael Myers, Halloween 2, Rob Zombie, Curse of Michael Myers, and especially Resurrection. Just still not really a big fan of Season of the Witch, but I do understand the love for that movie. So guys, what I wanted to do is just review whatever I want. You know, maybe I'll bring back the Halloween special back. Maybe I'll go back to negativity at some point. I don't know. But since today is Friday the 31st, I figured out I would review Friday the 13th, which came out in 1980. Which has Mrs. Voorhees and Kevin Bacon. Can't go wrong there. So, this is going to contain some spoilers, guys. So in case if you have not seen the original Friday the 13th film, I highly suggest watching it first, then come back, unless you don't care. Welcome anyways. So, Friday the 13th is a very interesting horror franchise, in particularly with comparing it to the other franchises, especially the Halloween franchise, because John Carpenter's Halloween came out 2 years before Friday the 13th. 1978 had John Carpenter's Halloween. It was so successful, and then a few years later, after Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street was also successful. I mean, lots of films in a franchise mostly have a first film that's considered really good. With Friday the 13th, it kind of goes along for a while until it actually figures out how to have a good movie. That being Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, which I in fact did review 2 years ago whenever it was Friday the 13th during that October. Plus it's my favourite Friday the 13th movie, and it still is. That being said, though, I think I've come to appreciate the original Friday the 13th more. No, I don't think this is a great movie at all. I don't think any of the movies are great, particularly. I mean, they're just movies that are meant to be fun and don't take itself too seriously, which, to my knowledge, I think that is what Friday the 13th really should be. But what I actually really love about Friday the 13th is that you rarely get to see the killer until like within the third act of the film. Like, you see everybody getting killed, but yet you do not see the actual killer, which is in fact Mrs. Voorhees, because Jason Voorhees is not actually introduced until the very end of this film, and you do not get this iconic hockey mask until the third film. But how I thought they played out with these scenes, I thought was pretty good. You know, the camera work I thought was actually pretty solid. And then Kevin Bacon, he's a likable guy. I mean, this is one of his earlier films, so can't go wrong with him there. And then I love the ending scene where you do finally see Jason Voorhees tip over the boat with the girl, and that pretty much ends Friday the 13th, the original film. And in regards to negativity on this movie, I do still have a few. Alice, who's like sort of the main protagonist in the movie, I didn't really care for it all that much. And also, some of the other characters didn't really do it for me per se. I mean, Kevin Bacon, who plays Jack in the movie, I didn't mind his character, and Mrs. Voorhees, I didn't mind either. I thought Mrs. Voorhees was actually a pretty good killer anyway. Like, they didn't even reveal until later on, which I thought was actually pretty good, to say the least, in my opinion anyway. So this is pretty much my second time watching the movie. I think I watched this yesterday. So overall, guys, I don't have much to say about Friday the 13th. If I was to describe this movie, it's, for me anyway, it's basically a movie I just wasn't too sure about when I first watched it. When I watched it the second time, I've kind of come to appreciate it, even though the sixth film, Jason Lives, is still my favourite film in the series, and probably will always be. This is still a fine enough movie, and it has nostalgia as well, which I quite like. You know, the kills are pretty good, you know, and I think probably Mrs. Voorhees is probably the best part about the movie, I would say. But all in all, guys, I think Friday the 13th, it's a solid film. Definitely not great. I mean, if I was to grade this, I don't really do B gradings. I'd probably rate this a B minus. But maybe I'll bring back the B grades at some point. But if I was to, I'll give this a B minus. There you go, guys. That is my review on Friday the 13th, 1980. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of this movie. Do you actually love this one, or do you prefer some of the sequels? Because I know it's a very interesting history with the franchise. But let me know below in the comments. And most importantly, guys, that does unfortunately conclude my Halloween special for this year in 2025. Doing Halloween specials is so much fun. Every time I'm not doing them, I miss them all the time. Whenever some seasonal event goes on, get a little bittersweet, you know. But it is what it is. There's always next time. Plus, there's a few movie reviews I unfortunately couldn't do. But there's always next year's special or another special occasion, because you never know. Because there's always new movies coming out in random months. And that's just the way it is. And hopefully at some point I'll get to see Chris Stuckman's Shelby Oaks, which is officially out. I'm so proud for him. Unfortunately, I haven't seen it yet. Really need to see that movie. But guys, hope you guys enjoy Halloween, whether it's festivals, trick-or-treating, watch movies, whatever it is you like to do during Halloween, dressing up. I mean, I wear masks anyway, so that's kind of my only dressing up sort of thing, I guess. And so, if you're new to my channel, I'm a movie reviewer from the UK that likes to do movie reviews, especially classics, because they're my favourite types of movie reviews to do. But I, of course, do new releases as well. And as always, please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, notify that bell before you leave. All my social media links are in the description below. But if you're a returner, welcome back, and hope you have enjoyed my Halloween special. And as always, until my next video, I shall see you then, and happy Halloween, and happy Friday the 31st.